Progressive presents the SportsGrid Sports Flash. I'm Chuck Sanders. The NFL season kicks off tonight with the Chiefs hosting the Ravens at Arrowhead. It's a rematch of last year's AFC Championship game. Kansas City looking for their third consecutive Super Bowl victory. Baltimore coach John Harbaugh trying to shut down Patrick Mahomes.
I'm not talking about the level of it. I'm talking about the style of it. He is his own guy in terms of the way he plays. How quick the ball comes out on the get-it-outs, and how long he'll take, as long as necessary, to try to find a completion or a scramble run on the ones that aren't out fast. So that's his skill. He's great at it.
Chiefs coach Andy Reid on trying to navigate the new kickoff format.
I'm not sure what to anticipate or expect, so we'll see how it all works out. You got two good special teams going against each other, plus John's got a ton of experience there.
Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. That's the SportsGrid Sports Flash. I'm Chuck Sanders.
Get big deals for days at Target's long weekend sale.
Let's go.
Like 20% off denim, tees, dresses, and shoes for the family. Then round out your barbecue with Doritos and Ruffles party-sized chips. They're on sale 2 for $7. Or get 30% off 12 packs of soda when you buy 3 with Target Circle. And save even more. Find new lower prices on many grocery and household items you love today and every day. Target's long weekend sale ends Monday. Restrictions apply.
I love it.
Doors take us to summers away or winter adventures and afternoon getaways. Your dedicated Fidelity advisor can help you open those doors by working with you on a comprehensive plan to help you reach your wealth's full potential. Because doors were meant to be opened. Visit fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimum supply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE SIPC.
Hey, big shot. You think because the cashiers know your name that you've got this sports gaming thing figured out? Dude, it's what you learn after you know it all that really counts. Keep it here and learn something. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
The only place in football where the offense is always on the field is on Moneyline. With the two best hosts in radio, Donnie Rightside.
If anybody wasn't watching, listen, I don't know what you were doing.
And Kevin Walsh.
Forget act like you've been there before.
On the SportsGrid Radio Network, SiriusXM Channel 159.
The best hour of your day now officially underway. It is a football game day. The NFL is starting tonight. It's the Kansas City Chiefs. It's the Baltimore Ravens. And away we go. And you know what's even better, K-Dub? Look, we're going to have a great show. The chat box is open. The YouTube channel, it's ready to go. You can watch us live. You can comment live. The people can get in touch with us. Never a better start to do that than right now as we anticipate a fantastic football season as we kick off tonight.
Can our Sirius XM listeners, Donnie, still call in? Can they hit the hotline and make it bling, or what's the story?
I don't think they can. Yeah, apparently it's like, we're dealing with a couple tin cans out in the streets here that we're trying to string together to get the boys in. I told them yesterday, too, when I was going on this little solo mission, like, trust me, guys, we're working on it. Like, we need to hear from some of those people out there on the streets that love to call in. We love to talk to them. So hopefully that is made available. But we're taking baby steps here as I'm in the chat box, people popping in, ready to go. C's out here, Mammoth Hops, Akbar, guy named Donnie Rightside, all in the chat box, ready to go, ready to have fun. You can view us, people. You can laugh at us, you can see us, and you can view us, even though I can't see myself on this actual YouTube video. But how about that? So are we even live?
Interesting.
The chat box is hot. I don't know. Oh, there we are. We're up. Yep, we're good. We're up there.
All right, we're in there. We're in there. We're in the mix. NFL starts. Futures are in. Yeah. Might add one more. A little win total action, but man, I'm pumped up. DRS. Super Bowl picks are in. What are we feeling here? You did a little pick six situation. Did I just lose Donnie, or is it me? Wow, Donnie backs out. Couldn't handle the Thursday night bright lights. Oh, my goodness. Clip it. Send it to Joe Lisi. The kid buckles under pressure. Look, man, we're live with you here for an hour on Moneyline. DRS has been holding it down big time on the early line the past 3 hours. And, of course, tonight, game time decisions I will start at 6 o'clock. Donnie will be in the mix with us about a quarter to 7, 6:40. So get in there early. But also, look, I know we're hitting you a lot with the programming, but it's the NFL season. We want to let you know where you can find us. Myself, Donnie, Joe Lisi. Pregame coverage is at 7. Donnie, Joe, and I will jump in there a little bit during pregame. We have you in-game the full game. Last year, we only did a quarter. This year, we're doing all 4 of them, DRS.
Yeah, we are. And I don't know why I just got zapped out of there, but, it is what it is. Sometimes the internet's wonky at this point, but you're not going to keep me down, people. And I had to go 50 minutes by myself this morning, rambling through with nothing much on the TV, just but my spirit, knowing that it's an NFL season, it's going to get underway, and we need to be here. And by the way, Kevin, going over some of these books here, and we're going to let the people know exactly where you can find the best deals possible tonight outside of just handicapping the games themselves. I found myself Kansas City, Baltimore Ravens, game specials, Kevin. 1 rushing touchdown per team, 1 passing touchdown per team, plus 250, and say to myself, it feels so good to be back in the mix. It just does.
It looks enticing. I certainly put eyes on it. Now, hear me out. Just hear me out.
Yeah.
But you remember the Boston College bet that I sent you the other day?
Yes.
And it was almost like a warning.
Yeah.
Like, listen, if you want to get involved in these, just know what you're signing up with. Though, I've already put my picks in for tonight's game, Donnie.
Okay.
And I left a little breathing room for knuckleheadness, if you will, on tonight's programs. Because I know things will start to fly as we get a little bit closer to kick.
Yeah, and I'm excited for it, too, because there's prop bets that I want to get down on. Haven't fired on exact props yet, but what I'm doing now to start the season, and just about every book out there does this, they're giving away a lot of free money. Bet365's got some bangers up right off the bat. You see Kevin's favorite, over 450-plus yards combined between the 2 starting quarterbacks tonight. That has been boosted from like a minus 180 to a plus, I believe, 125 on the FanDuel Sportsbook. So I know he's going to be involved in that and ready to go. But that's where my focus is almost now, Kevin. Like, I find myself looking at my phone right now. FanDuel, Bet365, BetMGM, ESPN Bet, Caesars, DraftKings. Everybody has specials on opening night. Even if you said, you know what, I'm having a tough time on a side in the total. If you just go to those books, some of these are giving away just free money. Take advantage of that on the opening weekend. That's what gets my blood boiling. Like, yeah, I need to get involved, and I need to just make sure I check all these books I used to use in the past, even if it's only from one night.
I did play 2 DK boosts. There was a happy hour one, which was Lamar and Mahomes to combine for 50 rushing, which you kind of have to bet it. Lamar's props 48.5. And then there's another that's still out there. And I said, you know what, it'll be good to be in the mix, which is Kelsey or Henry to score.
Yeah.
I'm not in love with either guy individually, but getting either or at an even price, I thought was a worthwhile play. So those are some of the specials that I've already placed. But now, does FanDuel have a main page boost, Donnie, or they're just going to stick to all the profit boosts and things like that?
The only boost that I see up here for the profit boost is the Mahomes Lamar Jackson 450 at plus 120. That's the only one I'm seeing right now. Now, I do see 50% odds boost, but I only get like $5 and $10 for those. So if you guys get more, I got a 25 boost and a 50 boost. But again, it's not, they're max $10. I'm still going to use them tonight because that is a decent number along with what else I have going on at the other books, but not necessarily here from what I'm seeing.
You want to laugh. I was explaining to someone yesterday the boost limits that vary between you, Lisi, and myself.
Yes.
And the person kindly replied, listen, no slander. It's probably because Donnie wins. You're kind of no harm, no foul. And then Lisi does the most outrageous stuff you've ever seen. And I was like, nope, I got the same read on it. I got the same breakdown.
Like, and it's such a shame, too, because there's nothing better than, again, Bet365 is the only one that gives me a legitimate boost. Like, if you give me boost, I will bet. But the boost that I put together makes sometimes the handicappers scrambling over there going like, this isn't what we were supposed to anticipate. You're supposed to take a 40-1, Kevin, and turn it into an 80-1. Like, hey, it's great payout if you get that. You're not supposed to take a minus 250 and turn it into a plus 105. And that's what I always did. And like, you know what? Enough with that charade over here, because again, it's not sometimes about winners or losing. It's about the odds that is supposed to actually hit. When you are taking, once again, any parlay, Kevin, 2-1, let's say 2-1 or higher, it's an underdog. It's not actually supposed to hit based on the odds formulated there. But if you're taking minus 250s and turning them into plus 100s, you're like, you know what? That's a bet that's supposed to hit. So winning or losing or not, like let's just say Joe Lisi, like tonight. Well, I think Kansas City, 3, move it to 6.5. Total, I love the over, put it at 53.5. Lamar Jackson to throw for 217, put him at 275, which is a crazy thing. And if you hit it, congratulations, but those are much harder. So I understand like cheating the system, which I'm really not doing, but sportsbooks don't like when it's like, hold on, you're not supposed to flip the odds technically in your favor here, pal. Beat it. Here's $10 now. Because I was at 2 years in a row, Kevin, every night, Thursday night, Monday night, FanDuel, hey, what do we got? 50% here live. And you guys get to enjoy those. Like, you know what? I'll throw 50 or $100 down on a 50%. Man, that's fun. Donnie, what do you got? I'm not even betting it because I'm so out of my mind and upset about it.
I will say any and all no sweat bets need to be considered because this is future season. This is where by the time we get to December, Don is like, so I got about $700 on Eagles, Chiefs, Niners, Super Bowl tickets through no sweat.
Yeah, exactly. And what happened to the no sweat bets, Kevin? Do you even get those to start the season? I haven't seen them anywhere out there. It was my favorite bet FanDuel had. Oh, well, if they're not going to be back and I can't bet them, no big deal. We'll be right back. It's Moneyline opening night.
You're listening to the Cozy Vermont Vacation Timeshare of the the home of the winning edge. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Boeing will attempt to return its problem-plagued capsule from the International Space Station later this week with empty seats. This update brought to you by the Sleep Number Smart Bed. NASA said on Wednesday that everything is on track for the Starliner capsule to undock from the space station Friday evening. The fully automated capsule will aim for a touchdown in New Mexico's White Sands missile range 6 hours later. NASA's 2 stuck astronauts who flew up on Starliner will remain behind at the orbiting lab. They'll ride home with SpaceX in February. Sweden-based Volvo Cars has eased off on its pledge to stop selling cars with internal combustion motors by 2030. Officials say a slow rollout of places to charge up and withdrawal of purchase incentives will leave room for a few vehicles that still need fossil fuels. Volvo now foresees a model lineup at the end of the decade that's at least 90% electric cars and has widened that to include both battery-only and plug-in hybrids that combine battery power with an internal combustion engine. I'm Trey Westerberg with the SportsGrid News Flash.
If I was to describe this sandwich in one word, I would say magical. Hi, this is Jamor, and the little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is that extra oomph. I go back and forth from the spicy filet to the original filet. I get into the sweetness of the honey, then you have the extra kick from the spicy filet. The combination alone takes it over the top. It's award-winning.
The Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is back with a bite. Try it with the original or spicy filet, now for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America.
Some things just don't make sense. Like, why is a rabbit's foot considered lucky? Seriously? Think about it. How much luck can a rabbit's amputation actually be? Don't rely on luck. You're listening to the home of the winning edge. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Oh, yeah. Best hour of your day. Absolutely best time of your life. It's underway right now. The NFL is back in a big way. The boys will be in studio tonight as well. So if you're saying, you know what, I can't get enough of this pregame action, continue it right into the game. Joe Lisi down the right side, Kevin Walsh in studio tonight live, and we will be for the prime time games on Monday and Thursday throughout the entirety of the NFL season. But we do have some action to break down tonight. Your thoughts, because, again, we've been talking about this game for quite some time, seen it coming, and it felt like, Kevin, in June, July, August, like pretty soon we'll be talking about Thursday Night Football on September. Well, now it's finally here at this point, and the Chiefs are favored by 3 in a total of 46.5. Let's start there. Side of this game, Chiefs-Ravens rematch of the AFC Championship game. Your thoughts heading into it tonight?
So this 3-point line, you can get a 2.5 at minus 120 on the Chiefs, and that's exactly what I did. I didn't think that was overly expensive to bring this game under a field goal. Kansas City is at home, so we have to remember that home field advantage is being baked in. We talk a lot about, is home field worth 2.5, 3 in today's game? It's worth something. And for me, I think Kansas City is better than Baltimore heading into this season. I am a little bit lower on the Ravens. I don't love the offensive line as much as we have in years past. And maybe it's a sour taste in my mouth from the way their season ended last year and just how just completely unforgivable that all was. But I think you get a Kansas City team who lost last year's home opener that is going to be laser focused here coming out of the gates. I really believe that. And I think specifically Patrick Mahomes, Donnie, look, it's tough not to be overly narrative based in a game like this, but we don't have, weeks of sample sizes to use. Patrick Mahomes now has gone a couple of years without winning a league MVP. Patrick Mahomes is someone who is going up against last year's league MVP in Lamar Jackson. And Patrick Mahomes is someone who last year didn't have an argument for league MVP for the first time in his young career. He didn't belong in that race, and he wasn't in that race. I think he's going to want to put up big numbers. Listen, it's easier said than done to throw 350 and 3 touchdowns on the board. But with Mike McDonald out and Alex Orr taking over, I tell you what, man, first time DC calling plays, I wish my first trip wasn't going to Kansas City to play Big Red on extra rest.
Now, how about this? Because, again, it was so disappointing last year. I picked the Ravens to win the Super Bowl before the season started. Had a great run at the end of the season. The favorite to win the Super Bowl was the Baltimore Ravens. I was feeling so good. Number 1 seed in the AFC. Everything's going to go through M&T Bank Stadium. They get the Chiefs at home. I thought they would beat up on the Chiefs. They didn't end up doing that. And quite frankly, it wasn't that this you know what? Kevin, Kansas City just came in and played a better game than the Ravens got. What my takeaway was, the hell did the Ravens do? Everything you loved about them in the regular season to start the postseason was out the window, and they thought they were like Air McNair back there, 5 shotgun wides and just throw it. It made no sense. So my question is here, from that game in the AFC Championship game to this game, did we learn our lesson with the Chiefs, or with the Ravens, I should say? Are we going to go out, not ground and pound necessarily, but there's no way we can be like, you know what? We're going to throw a wrench in this thing and throw the football. They have to understand their pathway to victory is absolutely not what we saw in the AFC Championship game.
Oh, now you bring in Derrick Henry, right, Donnie? So
yes,
his rush attempts prop was 15.5, which is funny, but for a Ravens running back, I was like, whew, that's way too high. And then for I mean, why are you what are you doing?
Because I have a camera here that I'm trying to get the settings down on. So as we're going live, I'm just going to be bouncing all over. There we go. Look, we're back now. We're back at this point. Just trying to find the right scope here. You want 90 degrees? You want 78 degrees? We got it all over
I like
here.
90.
We got it all done.
I think.
Yeah.
I guess no. 78 though is 78's more in line with me. Is it? I can't even tell. Don't trust me. Don't trust me. Don't trust me. Nevertheless, I did put a Derrick Henry prop in. I mean, look, let's fire it away, man. Let's not hold back on our Moneyline crowd. You know where I'm going, Donnie. Over 14.5 yards for longest run tonight, Derrick Henry.
Wow.
Open rushing lanes with Lamar Jackson there. Okay. I thought it had to be.
Like, for me, I love it because, again, the first 2 weeks of the season, you're going to be like, I can't believe this guy didn't play, or I can't believe they used him this way. That's what happens. You're going to lose bets that way. You just have to deal with it. But when I look at the depth charts, Kevin, of these two teams, we don't have it. And I used the example this morning on the early line. It was like, for the Detroit Lions, I had so much fun betting last year, like who's going to score that touchdown. But it was like, all right, Gibbs runs all the way down the field. I hope he's tired by he gets the 1 yard line, and in comes Montgomery, quick rush in the end zone. Perfect scenario here. You don't really have that with either one of these teams. Like, I would be surprised, Kevin, 1st and goal at the 1. Now, granted, Lamar Jackson can run it, and we understand that. Quarterback sneak, Patrick Mahomes, we understand that too. But if we are just looking at you expect Derrick Henry to get the bulk of those goal line and red zone carries. The same thing with Isaiah Pacheco. If you're telling me it's just going to get real tricky with Carson Steele tonight, and I lose that way, then so be it here. But I love that we don't really have a backfield dynamic that means anybody can get the football at any time. Derrick Henry, Isaiah Pacheco. If we're in the red zone, I know those guys will be in the game, and I like each one of those technically to score a touchdown.
Makes sense. It would be pretty surprising if one of those guys didn't find the end zone, all things considered there. I was trying to find a little plus money. I admittedly wish I got a little bit of a better price than I did, but I took Xavier Worthy, and I actually used the DraftKings boost time. There's a lot of no-sweat tokens on DK.
Yep.
Just check those because you might be getting maybe a little bit more than you're used to on DK.
Yeah.
And you get full refund if your guy doesn't score. And they're going to give you one for Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Monday. So
yes.
I'm on Xavier Worthy. It's narrative, but I think he's going to get multiple deep shots. And I think even if they're at the 5-yard line and in, gadget plays, bubble screens, I think that Worthy's going to have a lot of room to operate here, especially with Hollywood Brown out.
I like that, too, because you know what I was watching in the preseason? And you don't get a lot of the preseason now. It used to be much easier with the 4 games. You knew that, game 1, game 2, game 3, the starters would play, and you get a couple weeks of that. We didn't get too much, but I loved what I saw at Xavier Worthy. I loved what I saw of that Chiefs offense. It got me excited because Rashee Rice, I do think, is going to be a monster part of that game and be the number 1 wide receiver operating out of the slot. But the way they were using Xavier Worthy, even in that run game where it's like he's going to be running 4 to 5 times jet sweep per game, maybe not getting the football, Kevin, 4 to 5 times, but that is going to be one of those wrinkles that can certainly free up everybody on the field. I'm excited about some of these young guys tonight. We'll take a more deep dive. Quarterback props, rushing props, wide receiver props, tight end props. You got it next right here on Moneyline.
You're listening to your source of sports gaming strategies and information.
We call it the winning edge.
It helps make the odds even. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network. The SportsGrid Radio Network presents This Date in Sports History.
1946, Joe Garagiola plays his first Major League Baseball game in his hometown of St. Louis. Garagiola became a household name, broadcasting some of baseball's biggest games over the years.
Deep center field, way back, we're tied up.
For SportsGrid Radio, I'm Mike DeMurgis.
The Technology Minute with George Capalbo.
New research reveals you can learn overnight by smelling strong odors combined with spoken instructions while you're asleep.
E equals MC squared.
Neurons associated with smell are hardwired to the brain centers of learning, memory, and emotion. While you're asleep, sniffing cigarette odor mixed with the smell of decomposing fish and rotten eggs makes you want to quit smoking. Stimulating the olfactory system, your sensory environment, smelling while sleeping may supercharge learning anything. Follow me at G Capalbo on X and stay tuned to the Technology Minute for more cool stuff like this.
Moneyline.
Every single player is signed, sealed, and delivered with monster money, except your top guy. And oh, by the way, T. Higgins had to settle for the franchise tag. This organization is run so poorly, I can't take it anymore. I want the Bengals to be good with no issue, so I can bet Jamar Chase anytime touchdown market week number 1. Sign this guy. What are we waiting for?
Catch Moneyline with Donnie Rightside and Kevin Walsh. Weekdays, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on the SportsGrid Radio Network. Winning is no accident.
You gotta be smart about it. It takes a plan.
All centered around expert analysis and trusted information.
That's what you get right here.
The Winning Edge. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
We know the props that everybody loves. Touchdown props. Anytime touchdown market. Absolutely spectacular. So much fun. And we could go along to each and every book, but I'm just going to keep it with one right now, just to keep it even at the FanDuel Sportsbook. Looking at the top of the list, the favorite to score a touchdown tonight in the game is Derrick Henry. It's no surprise. Anytime touchdown market, minus 125. Everybody else at FanDuel is plus money. Travis Kelce, Isaiah Pacheco, Rashee Rice, Mark Andrews, Xavier Worthy, and so on here. So if we're looking at that market alone, I already said I think both of the running backs score a touchdown tonight. Derrick Henry and Isaiah Pacheco. If we're looking at just touchdown props tonight, any ideas or thoughts between these guys?
I will say you can make an argument that you should bet Derrick Henry every game until there is an adjustment, because it's on the board that he has the league lead in touchdowns this year. It's Derrick Henry. We know what he does at the goal line. The Ravens brought him in, and I think they brought him in to score touchdowns. I mean, amongst other things, but that's going to be a primary focus. And Lamar last year ran less. I've talked about that a little bit, at least in terms of the goal line. He just didn't seem as interested in it. Hilarious. He still won MVP. That's neither here nor there. But if Derrick Henry, Donnie, ended up like Christian McCaffrey, well, guess what? Minus 125 is a joke. It's possible that Derrick Henry's touchdown numbers should all be minus 225, minus 250, now that he's a Baltimore Raven.
Yeah. I used to like that, too. Is it going to get the Christian McCaffrey treatment? Like, Kevin, I'm telling you right now, they're going to try to get him to break that record. You can't bet that way every single week. Even that one game where it's like, this game is a blowout. Let's try to get him some goal line carries, man. I do think there was something to. And I was wrong. I try to equate this to college football. And I was wrong opening night on Florida State. And I told myself, I said, DJ Uiagalelei to throw 2 touchdown passes. The one job of Mike Norvell is like, you know what, new quarterback in the system here. Let's get him the good vibes. Let's get him the easy throws. Don't hand it off on the 2-yard line. Throw one of those tight end delays here to get him a flip pass. Like, you know what, I threw for 2 touchdowns. That didn't happen. He looks like he's terrible. And probably even if they were trying to get him touchdown passes, he wasn't able to get that. But the same vibe I have, Kevin, can you see on Friday night? Saquon Barkley and the Philadelphia Eagles on the 1-yard line. Are you pushing that in and you're saying, like, you know what, Saquon, this is going to be a great season. Take this football, ram it into the end zone. Let's get the vibes going. Same thing I have with Derrick Henry. Like, honestly, if they get in the 5-yard line, it's 1st and goal, and Derrick Henry doesn't get 2 carries over the next 3 plays, I'm going to say to myself, what are we actually doing? And the reason I bring it up is don't outsmart yourself. What was Derrick Henry brought in for? To be easy during the season and we'll really use him in the playoffs? No. Game number 1 against the Chiefs, which could be a playoff determiner of where you actually play that AFC Championship game. You need to use your guy tonight.
It's going to move them. If Baltimore wins tonight, they might become the AFC favorites.
Yeah.
Which means they might become Super Bowl favorites with a win. I know people will call that an overreaction, but they would in turn be beating Kansas City on the road. It would mean a lot for potential tiebreakers and everything like that. So it absolutely is important. Now, I mean, you're bringing up Saquon Barkley. I mean, can we just listen? Can we just talk? I mean, is the excitement real or what, Donnie? I mean, are we feeling Philadelphia Eagle hype or what? Because I'm in on this football team. I am in. I listen, and I know that as an Eagle fan, people will say, of course, I didn't give the Eagles out to win the Super Bowl last year or the year before that. It's for me this year. The number is there, the talent is there, the coordinators are there, and I think the head coach is there. Not a lot of active head coaches who have coached in a Super Bowl with their current football team. Nick Sirianni is one of them.
I am telling you. The difference, and also, we haven't seen the Eagles in the preseason. We haven't even seen one drive of that offense go 6 plays, 68 yards, and a touchdown. Like, oh my goodness. But when I tell people, like coming into the season, I always say the San Francisco 49ers to me, for the team, pound for pound, most talented team in the NFL. Quarterback, running back, tight end, offensive line, wide receivers, defensive line. You get the picture, right? But when I look at just skill positions, and it's almost funny, Kevin, where you joke about other NFL teams. Like, how does this actually happen? Like, how do you look at a team like the New England Patriots and be like, I don't understand. Running back stinks. Quarterback stinks. Offensive line stinks. Tight ends stink. Wide receivers stink. Like, well, that's an NFL team that everybody's on an equal pace here with, paying players and drafting. And then look at the Eagles. A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Dotson in the slot, Saquon Barkley in the backfield, Dallas Goedert at tight end, a solid offensive line, and Jalen Hurts as your quarterback. That offense should move. But it feels like there will be a reference. Like, tell me something right now. Eagles win or open. Oh, it's what they're supposed to do. If the Eagles lose, I don't know if Nick Sirianni even makes it to game number 2 at this point, people. It's football season. It's time to overreact, which we're going to do next and have many more wagers and look-aheads here on the NFL season. It's Moneyline. It's Donnie and Kevin. We'll see you right back.
The winning edge.
You've got it.
But not everybody has it, because not everybody listens to us.
But we're working on that.
This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Progressive presents the SportsGrid Sports Flash. Shop Chuck Sanders. The NFL season kicks off tonight with the Chiefs hosting the Ravens at Arrowhead. It's a rematch of last year's AFC Championship game. Kansas City looking for their third consecutive Super Bowl victory. Baltimore coach John Harbaugh trying to shut down Patrick Mahomes.
I'm not talking about the level of it. I'm talking about the style of it. He is his own guy in terms of the way he plays. How quick the ball comes out on the ones down to get it outs, and how long he'll take, as long as necessary, to try to find a completion or a scramble run on the ones that aren't out fast. So that's his skill. He's great at it.
Chiefs coach Andy Reid on trying to navigate the new kickoff format.
I'm not sure what to anticipate or expect, but we'll see how it all works out. You got two good special teams going against each other, plus John's got a ton of experience there.
Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. That's the SportsGrid Sports Flash. I'm Chuck Sanders.
Macy's Labor Day sale is going on now with limited time end of summer specials like great deals on back to school looks, and shop our lowest prices of the season on furniture, mattresses, and more 15 to 65% off. Or use your coupon or Macy's card and take an extra 20% off even more great deals. Star Rewards members can earn faster during Star Money bonus days at Macy's. Details at Macys.com/Star Money. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Everybody, great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on Sequence 9 test under high-load conditions versus API-SP test limits. It's a simple choice, Sporto.
Either listen to SportsGrid and get the winning edge, or don't. And get an earful from the wife, since she's the one that balances the checkbook.
Do the right thing.
Keep it right here. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
You guys know I love these game specials out here. Again, each team to score 1 rushing touchdown, 1 passing touchdown. Line it up here. Bet365, Kevin, even does bet, and I don't mind paying expensive numbers. Like the Baltimore Ravens to score 1 touchdown tonight was, I think, priced over 2-1, which is not positive, like minus 240. I think I still might take that. There's no way I'm going in this game going, Lamar Jackson 3 touchdown passes and they didn't run one in. So I'm going to be dabbling those markets. I don't mind paying those prices. They've been very successful for me in the past. So there's those exotics that we love. But if we're just looking at straight up wagers, right? Passing yards tonight, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. Patrick Mahomes, 269.5. Lamar Jackson, 217.5. Talking with Tom Vecchio came on today with us, Mark Zeno. It seems like a lot of people leaning towards the under on Patrick Mahomes is 269.5. How are you feeling about that number for Patrick? Yes. Is it an over? Like they got to pass to win this game. They can't run. But most people, I guess, playing into Kevin, they like the under. So they also just like the under on a lot of these statistics, particularly with the quarterbacks.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I was going to bet Mahomes over that number. I found a different way to attack it, especially since we'll be live tonight. I took Mahomes for 60-plus first quarter passing yards at plus 102.
Wow, right out of the gate.
Yeah, I think it's a really low number. We'll get to that. I'll look, we're live tonight, Game Time Decisions, in-game live, the whole works. I don't think Mahomes is going to be playing to the – I really, really believe that Mahomes is going to be looking to come out firing, man. Last year, that offense was consistently pointed at as unacceptable or as underwhelming, excuse me. And listen, it was very, very funny because the blame got placed everywhere other than Pat. And here's the story. Patrick Mahomes won a Super Bowl. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks we've already seen. He had a down year last year. I know there were drops. But Donnie, we always do this thing where we're like, man, who was he throwing to? And in the same breath, we'll go, man, Kelsey's the best weapon in football. Andy Reid's the best offensive mind in football. It's like, well, all right, listen. I understand Kadarius Toney and Justin Watson dropped a couple of passes here. But he was not out there with the New England Patriots situation, right? So I don't know why we always have to try and pretend it was more poverty than it was. But this year, it's a really nice situation. We know the offensive line is solid. Rashee Rice was a standout rookie wide receiver, and those guys take jumps in year 2. Hollywood Brown is there. He won't be there tonight, but that's okay because they have a first-round pick in Xavier Worthy. And Travis Kelce is still there. And Andy Reid is still there. And Isaiah Pacheco is still there. There are countless weapons here. I think Mahomes is out to prove a point tonight. I really believe that.
Touchdown pass numbers obviously skewed depending on which side you like the touchdown passes. 1.5 for Mahomes, minus 188, 1.5 for Lamar Jackson at a plus 136 price. But I'm not so much intrigued by that. Can they both get it? Sure. It's 2 touchdowns apiece. You know me. I love to bet me some over 1.5 touchdown passes. But looking at the rushing yards number, Patrick Mahomes, and I always, we coined this phrase primarily, big game runner. Like Patrick Mahomes, always a pocket passer. He can run with the best of them if you need to convert it and scramble and buy time and get yards. He's 20.5 tonight. You take a look at Lamar Jackson at 48.5, so close to 50 yards. I think both of these quarterbacks legitimately have a chance to go over. I just take a look at what I read, Kevin, in the offseason. Lamar Jackson, let me lose a couple pounds to stay as fast as I can possibly be. It's game number 1. And also, from a game perspective, over 18 weeks of a season. Do you want your quarterback running around like crazy? No, you don't, because the more hits, the worse it's going to be with the chance for injury. But game number 1 in a meaningful game like this isn't playing the New England Patriots on Sunday night going like, we're favored by 2 touchdowns. So 3rd and 7, if I don't get it here, we'll punt it. We'll get the football back. Like, no, I think you're going for it tonight. I like the rushing props in these quarterbacks tonight.
48.5 for Lamar. My issue is just it's too high of a starting point for me, and I think it's because of what we were seeing from last year's postseason. I don't, but I'm not betting under, right? Like I can't. There's no way he gets to that number.
Yep.
The thing with Lamar's rushing, we saw that in the postseason. He has the ability to make the posted number meaningless. The ability for him to be like, yeah, I'm taking off tonight. Oh, whoops, 75 yards, no problem. 85 yards, no problem. So I can't blame you for getting in on that direction. Where are you at? So one of the things that's made tonight a little bit easier, but could make it complicated moving forward, is the fact that Hollywood Brown is out. I thought that Hollywood would have a legit shot at a 1,000-yard season, Donnie, and develop as really a top option here for KC. We did that midpoint show over the summer, and I did Hollywood's over 750.5. Donnie and I tell people all the time, well, how do you lose these bets? You lose the bets to injury. Well, my guy didn't even make the starting gate. Obviously, I would have never placed that bet. Those bets are all off the board. But now tonight you have Kelce established, Rice established, first round guy in Worthy. Do you have a read on any of them?
It's funny you say that, because sometimes we like to say, Kevin, too many cooks in the kitchen and too many good ones here. And I'll equate it again, because it's easy for me to use the Philadelphia Eagles, not because it's my favorite team, but because they have an abundance of talent. When you say, like, who can lead the league in receiving yards? Oh, I love A.J. Brown. You go, no, hold on now. Devonta Smith, Dotson, Saquon out of the backfield, the running game, Dallas Goedert at tight end. It's almost as if A.J. Brown just showed up on a team that said, you know what, he plays for the Eagles, but there's no Devonta Smith. There's still a good offensive line, an average tight end, and a wide receiver's only job is to get him open and run decoy routes. You don't have that. That's why I bring that up with Kansas City. If Travis Kelce is healthy for the good part of the season, that's 80 to 90, maybe 100 catches for him right off the bat. Rashee Rice, who was a rookie last year, really made his way. And you're like, you know what? I'm expecting him to take it to another level this year. And I thought he looked fantastic in the preseason. Like, you know what? He looks like a go-to guy. Then you have Xavier Worthy, who basically does similar things, Kevin, to Hollywood Brown. Like, as a whole tandem, I love it. I think the kid's going to be good, and it's a great addition. But I say to myself, this isn't the guy like it's Devontae Adams in Green Bay, where Brett Favre's like, I don't give a damn who anybody else is out here. Triple coverage, you're getting the football. I think he gets spread around too much. Like, he'll have an impact, but I don't think he could be a go-to guy in 1,000-yard wideout. And again, 1,000 yards on 17 games, if you're healthy, isn't all that hard to do. But as you said, and we're right, 1,000 yards on 14 games on a talented
No way. DRS out again. Woo! That's tough, man. A tough look for DRS. It's a good thing I'm here. It's a good thing I'm in the mix with the people. We do just pick it up right from where Donnie left off, though, about, kind of Ken Hollywood or Ken Worthy, or, how big can any of these guys go with so many mouths to feed? But it's up to Mahomes. Mahomes has a 5,000-yard season under his belt. That's lofty. He's a considerable favorite to throw for 4,000, though, this year, rightfully so. So if Mahomes is at 4,500 yards, and if Kelsey takes a step back, go look at those Kelsey numbers. Heavy juice under 900.5. Heavy juice. Assuming Rashee Rice doesn't get suspended, which, again, look, it was placed a while ago. My Hollywood Brown bet. I would not recommend the bet. I don't think you can bet the bet. I wish I didn't have it. We did a show in the summer. It is what it is. I was in on Hollywood Brown then. He's injured, and that's how it goes. That's okay. But I look at Xavier Worthy, and I think he can absolutely be great for this team in the moments they need him to be great. 1,000 yards feels lofty. I'm not betting him to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. I'm not betting Travis Kelce to win Offensive Player of the Year. Mahomes winning MVP, though, yeah, you see the vision. I actually considered Mahomes for Offensive Player of the Year at 55-1. He's the last quarterback to win the award. He'd have to have a special, special year. If anybody could do it, it would be him. What a break. We'll be right back. It's Moneyline. It's Kevin Walsh. It's Donnie Rightside when the internet allows. We're back with you right here on SportsGrid Radio after this.
The only sure thing in this world is the fact that there are no sure things. That's why you get expert perspectives, strategies, and info. Here. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Progressive presents the SportsGrid Sports Flash. Shop Chuck Sanders. Raiders receiver Davante Adams pushed back on the claims that former NFL wideout Deshaun Jackson made, saying that Adams wasn't happy as a member of the Raiders. At Wednesday's practice, Adams said, quote, "The facts are the facts, and that is not a fact," end quote. The Raiders take on the Chargers this Sunday to open the season. Chargers QB Justin Herbert says his foot is back to 100% and doesn't expect any issues this weekend. Broncos rookie quarterback Bo Nix has been voted as one of the team's captains. He's ready for his first pro start against the Seahawks at Lumen Field on Sunday. A 17-year-old has been arrested and charged with attempted murder in the shooting of 49ers rookie Ricky Pearsall. Pearsall was released on Sunday from the hospital and was back at the team facility on Monday. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. That's the SportsGrid Sports Flash. I'm Chuck Sanders.
Macy's Labor Day sale is going on now with limited time end of summer specials like great deals on back to school looks, and shop our lowest prices of the season on furniture, mattresses, and more 15 to 65% off. Or use your coupon or Macy's card and take an extra 20% off even more great deals. Star Rewards members can earn faster during Star Money bonus days at Macy's. Details at Macy's.com/Star Money. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
What's better than one win? 3 wins. With Straight Savings, you keep your own phone, get one line for only $25 a month with real unlimited data, and get rewarded with a $200 phone credit after 12 months. It's a win-win-win. Head to Walmart or visit straighttalk.com today. Switch to Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Straight Savings Plan enrollment requires compatible unlocked device and new line of service. Bonus device credit requires 12 months of active service. Offer ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. Taxes and fees apply. For network management practices, see Straight Talk's terms and conditions.
Be the master of your domain. Get the SportsGrid mobile app so now you can get the winning edge while your wife is in a dressing room trying on stuff while you wait patiently on the uncomfortable chair. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
All right, we're back to right here. It is Moneyline on SportsGrid Radio, Sirius XM, channel 159. Going to be with you on an NFL kickoff. Thursday, September 5th, 2024. Kevin Walsh with you again as we are rocking and rolling here. We're about 15 minutes to go until I believe it would be football full circle. Could it be Kaplan and crew? I think it's football full circle. That steps up and in next. So, of course, it's going to be wall-to-wall football here on a day like this. And Tonight on Game Time Decisions will be wall-to-wall football as well. We'll get into some NFL futures, and you know what? I might have a little bit more time. Again, the DRS internet's been cut. We'll see when it gets back. I might have a little more time here on Moneyline than I will tonight on TV to get to this. So let's talk about my Super Bowl pick. The most unbiased man in the history of sports media. I'm picking the Philadelphia Eagles to win the Super Bowl at 14-1. Look, I shouldn't need to defend a homer pick because, one, anybody who says that won't have their mind changed, and two, if I'm putting money on it, why would I let that be the priority over money? Also, wouldn't I just bet the Eagles year in, year out? Last year I made one Super Bowl bet. It was the Bills. And it didn't work out. They had a great chance. You know how the Bills lost to Kansas City in that crazy, the 13 seconds, the overtime game, and everybody assumes that Buffalo would have then just won the Super Bowl had they won that game, which is a ridiculous assumption. Okay? I, though, do believe had Buffalo beat Kansas City last year, they would have won the Super Bowl. At minimum, they would have got there based on what we saw from the Ravens. The year before that, I picked the Denver Broncos upon adding Russell Wilson. Swing and a miss. What do you want from me? Happens. The defense was good. I actually still think it was I'm okay with my breakdown on that one. This year, I'm picking the Philadelphia Eagles at 14-1. The question on this team is the defense. So let's start with the obvious answers, which is the offense being incredible, and it will be incredible. There are people who are worried about the offensive line. Jason Kelce retires. But you have to remember this is relative. So now the best offensive line in football will drop back. No further than 6th or 7th in this league, though. So you know you're still playing in front of a great line. The skill position players are wonderful. A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith is as good of a 1-2 punch in this league, and I still think Jahan Dotson has juice. He was really good his rookie year for a rookie and ultimately didn't have a good sophomore season. Perhaps that was him and Eric Bieniemy not seeing eye to eye in terms of player coach and just fit and scheme and things like that. Dallas Goedert is certainly solid at the tight end position, and I think Saquon Barkley was a home run hire. I think Saquon Barkley can be CMC level transformative. The Eagles want to run the ball. They want to be smash mouth in spots. Well, they have a superstar now in Saquon Barkley back there where it all feels more effective. And you pair that with one of the 8 best quarterbacks in the league. I saw a quarterback ranking today had Jalen Hurts 17th. It's a joke. It's a joke and it's unjustifiable. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, but he's got all these weapons around. And why do we keep ignoring that Patrick Mahomes walked into the best situation you'll maybe ever see a quarterback get into? He got a year to sit, then played with Kelce, Tyreek Hill, and Andy Reid. And all we've done is labeled Patrick Mahomes the greatest quarterback in league's history. Jalen Hurts gets A.J. Brown, a first-round choice, in Devonta Smith, and apparently he's not all that good. It's nonsense. It's garbage. It's bad information. That's what you're getting there. You're getting bad information. Jalen Hurts has a great chance to put an MVP on the board this year. The reason I would hesitate is I think he may give up a lot of those rushing touchdowns to Saquon Barkley. If a running back's going to win Offensive Player of the Year, Saquon isn't a bad investment at better than 20-1. The offense is obvious. Bring in Kellen Moore. Nick Sirianni's been consistent as a head coach. They're always in the playoffs. It's about the defense. I believe in the defense. Do I have to sell you on the defensive line? Jalen Carter is one of the 10 best defensive linemen in this league. Between Sweat, Brandon Graham, who can still get it done, Jordan Davis, you know you're good there. The questions are in the secondary. Quinyon Mitchell, first-round choice out of Toledo. Cooper DeJean would have been a first-round choice if this league didn't make big mistakes. Goes in the second round to the Philadelphia Eagles out of Iowa. Rookie corners can contribute right away. Sauce Gardner walked into this league and was the best corner in football like that. Devin Witherspoon walked into this league for Seattle, one of the 7-8 best corners in football right away. One of Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, I think, are going to be a, let's call it, top 12 CB in this sport on day one. All of a sudden now there's less pressure on Darius Slay. Oh, James Bradbury, now he's playing safety, less responsibility, still a super smart player. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. The secondary has so many guys that they can throw out there now. It's a deep group. I think this roster is as close to complete as this league offers. There is no perfect team in this league. I think the Kansas City defense steps back. I don't like the Baltimore schedule and offense as much, and they've lost Mike McDonald. I'm way out on the Buffalo Bills. You want a spicy one? I think they missed the playoffs. The San Francisco 49ers, I get it. I worry about some injuries with that football team. But again, there are good teams. The Niners are maybe the most complete team in the league if they can kind of put it all together. That's fair. But I think the Philadelphia Eagles at 14-1, there's upside, there's talent, and there's a proven track record. This group's been to a Super Bowl. This year, I think they're back in a Super Bowl, and I think they win that Super Bowl. I'm betting the Philadelphia Eagles at 14-1. We are going to be coming up against a break, though. So what we're going to do is we're going to get Donnie Rightside back in here. We're going to close this thing out. We're going to find out if Donnie Rightside shares the Eagles' optimism and any other additional action for Thursday Night Football. It's Moneyline right here on SportsGrid Radio. Kevin Walsh and Donnie Rightside. We'll be right back here. Don't go anywhere.
Giving you the information you need to formulate your sports gaming strategies. Notice I said giving. As in free. You're welcome, Sporto. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With two former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
SportsGrid TV and radio networks are the premier streaming video and audio channel dedicated to serving the sports wagering audience. Found on major smart TV platforms and streaming on SportsGrid Radio and SiriusXM Channel 159. SportsGrid's real-time data, expert commentary, and entertaining analysis transform viewers into informed sports enthusiasts. Our weekday radio lineup begins with the early line at 8 a.m. Eastern with Ben Stevens and Donnie Rightside. Donnie joins Kevin Walsh on Moneyline at 11 a.m. Eastern, followed by Football Full Circle at noon Eastern. Kaplan and crew join the party at 1 p.m. Eastern, and Pharrell Coast to Coast keeps things rolling from 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern. Get in the mix with Kevin Walsh and Game Time Decisions at 6 p.m. Eastern. Evenings simmer with Carver and Lisi, then boils over with Gabe Moritzi on Sports Rage Late Night at 10 p.m. Eastern. To find out where to find SportsGrid that's best for you, go to sportsgrid.com. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. The early line.
I believe in the Penn State Nittany Lions making the college football playoff this year. Part of it, the offense being so much better. Drew Aller looking really good through the air. Harrison Wallace III, really good as a downfield receiving threat. And the defense does not miss a beat now under Tom Allen's tutelage as the new defensive coordinator.
It's the early line with Ben Stevens and Donnie Rightside. Weekdays, 8 a.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific on the SportsGrid Radio Network. Remember the good old days when you could only get AM or FM on your car's radio? No? Well, shut up. We're not that old. You're home of the winning edge. Whether you assign a button to us or not. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Can you feel the people? Can you feel the heat out here? It's game number 1 tonight. It's game number 2 tomorrow night. It's an action-packed Sunday slate here. There's a Monday Night Football game that's going to be tremendous. And you know what I love too, Kevin? 3 guys watching the game together tonight, betting on it live. And it's like, all right, that was great. And then Monday Night Football, you get the Jets and the 49ers right back at it. I mean, does it get any better than this to open up the season? The NFL doesn't miss, even though As an Eagles fan, I do wish that game was not in Brazil, but at Lincoln Financial Field. Thursday, Friday start to the season. God love it. It better be this way every single way for the rest of the time. I love it. I can't get enough of it.
Okay, but I don't think we should be doing the international game week 1.
No.
I'm a little, like, as much as I just went on my full Eagles thing, I think there's a chance the start to the season could get bumpy because we don't know what it's like starting your season in Brazil. But listen, if this game was at the Link, that'd be great, man. I don't disagree. You might as well go for it because you know what it is too. They obviously they don't encroach on college football's territory, and I appreciate that. And it would be really annoying if they did. But college football doesn't step up to the plate tomorrow with big games or big action. You know what I mean? On a Friday night. So that's free territory there. That's free territory. You know, and look, the NFL doesn't mind taking territory that's not free. We're playing Wednesday Christmas games. I mean, it's embarrassing, quite frankly. It's embarrassing.
Look, and by the way, you know, there's nothing more embarrassing than this. The NFL and college football can't play on Friday night because Ohio high school football rules the world at this point. You ever hear that one, K-Dub? That gets me sent down the wrong path at this point. Now, look, we don't need, as a special occasion, I love the fact that we got Thursday, Friday. Same thing with last week 1 college football. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Did anybody complain about that? That's too much football, man. I wish it was just that. Like, no. Like, we like that in splurges. But you had to figure, when the NFL got those ratings books back and said, Christmas Day, NBA, your biggest day of the year, that's no longer. That's a February Tuesday basketball slate now for the NBA. Shame that they're like, you know what, we own Christmas Day. And the NFL's like, we're just going to slot 2 or 3 games right on this day and put bangers out there. Regardless, even if they weren't bangers, just bad football games, people would still watch. But I do love the fact. But also, I might hate it, though.
Wednesday games, Donnie.
Love
yeah,
it.
of course. That's what. No, listen.
We got to
When
work.
the NFL.
We have off that day, Wednesday?
Don't we usually do? Oh, yeah, I don't work Wednesdays. Come on, that's in the kids' trips.
Throw that. If you throw that'd be so good. Like, enjoy you and Lisi in the studio there. Enjoy. I mean, some people would miss, like, you know, work to go into football games, but, you know, we don't do that during football season, but oh well.
I've up until this point, I've never done that in my life. Never done that in my life up until this point. We'll talk come November. Why am I? Whatever, the NBA schedule. Listen, when they were putting Christmas games on Saturdays and Sundays and Mondays, I got it.
Yeah.
That made sense. Those are NFL days. Wednesday,
By the way, like
Tuesdays.
How's that week work though? How does that week work? So Monday, like, I got the Christmas on a Wednesday. Like, shouldn't it just be national? Like, everybody gets off Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Like, what's the point of having a work week on that week at all? And who's not taking off those days, right? Now, us as content people, we got to work, but it feels like on a Wednesday, somebody's getting cheated somewhere, right? Like, oh no, you get off like Tuesday and then Wednesday, back to work Thursday and Friday. That's a tough scene, man. That is a tough scene.
Yeah, it could go good. It could go good if they give you the Thursday, Friday, but like you get off, if you get off the day after, but you got to go back that Friday. Oof, that's a tough. But here's what here's what happens.
We'll be back in there Thursday night too, though. Like, we got to work. We'll work the Wednesday and the Thursday as if it's a terrible week anyway, right?
Yeah, because there's football. There's football on that Thursday. So I'll tell you this, and I know that you don't worry about this stuff as much. You kind of just let it play out as it does. But there are certain schedule spots that we know matter. And I know you care about them in your week-to-week betting, right?
Yes.
Like, I know you're not running through, but there's teams that are getting mini buys week 15.
Yeah.
Week 16, week 17. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, and it's kind of a sacrifice. And if you get to host that Wednesday, Thursday.
Who's the Christmas slate now, Tab? Do you have it off? I don't like. I'm not. I couldn't even guess.
I think it's Texans Chiefs.
Is it 2 games or 3?
I'll pull it up real quick before we get out of here. Oh, is the computer going to be slow as we're trying to pull this up? Come on, hold on. How much time do we have left? Hold on. Here we go. Week 17.
What do we got? Boom.
Christmas. Chiefs Steelers, awful game. Texans Ravens, good game. Let's see. Ready for this, Don? You're going to be watching NBA. The games are on Netflix. Get ready to speak Celtics Sixers, buddy.
Exactly. I mean, WNBA might take over the world. We keep going streaming all over the place. You know what I mean? Keep it regular, people. I'm Donnie. He's Kevin. Football starts tonight. JP's on Wheels and Steel. We'll be back for a Football Friday. Have a good night and a profitable night.
Your undisputed home